Right. I know there's no warning on this. If anyone comes on, good. We'll have a chat for a little bit. If not, I'm only going to say this once. And if people forget, then you're going to have to watch it on replay, aren't you? Hi, Rexanne. Sorry to do this to you, emergency live at 10 o'clock at night. Actually, 22:13. Hi, RB. No, don't be sorry. People have got lives. Right, guys. I'm doing this now. One, just in case I can't do anything on Monday. Actually, I probably might be able to do something on Monday. I'll see the schedule, whatever. But I've just been watching Denise's live on replay because I was busy yesterday. I couldn't get on there. And I wasn't going to say anything more about the matter. Hi, Denise. How you doing, my lovely? If you want to jump on, you're more than welcome. Just let me know in the thingy-majig. Actually, I'll put the link down there. No, why am I doing that for? Right. I'm going to say this only. Hi, Kaz. How you doing? Right. I'm going to say this only once, guys. Right. Those of you, and I'm not saying anyone necessarily in the chat, and I've said this before, I don't know what part of this people do not understand, but I'm getting a bit peed off, and it takes a lot for me to get angry. Our side was never built for chaos. This little community was never built for games, snakes, and rats. And those of you who are here to infilter, to fabricate stories about innocent people, to lie, to divide, you can go now, because this will not end well for you. You're going to lose everybody. We were supposed to be, like Denise said. Actually, Denise, I got halfway through your live and I just thought, no, I've got to come and do a live because I just need to vent, and I didn't want to vent in your comment section. This little community was supposed to be mature adults, but no, it's been infiltrated by liars and snakes. And look what's happening. And like Denise has said, the other side, they're loyal to each other, but there's no loyalty here. And this is where the loyalty should fucking well be. Excuse my language. I'm really doing well with swearing, guys, aren't I? Last time I done a live, I don't think I swore at all. If I did, let me know in the comments. So whatever game is going on, it stops now. I'm not here for games. And I'm going to tell Bron something I've done as well. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. One, I'm not here for games. But I can't speak for anybody else. I'm here for the right reasons. I was loyal to the people who I thought would be loyal to me back. Like I said before, I should have trusted my gut. And that's my bad for ignoring that gut feeling. Now, the person who put that information in the group, in our Discord group, should never have put that information in there to start with. So no, I will not take all the blame. I fucked up. Yeah, I'll put my hand up to that. But I'm not going to take the whole blame, because that person, there's a lot of question marks over everyone at the moment, and it will all come out in the bloody wash. Anyway, Denise is about to arrive, everybody. So clap, clap, clap. How are you doing? Firstly, I'm just saying this quickly. I'm not getting involved in anything, whatever's going on. You can say whatever you want, but I'm just saying this side needs to get a grip. This side was to be the powerhouse, if you like. No one is in charge. No one is controlling anyone. We are all a bloody team together. And if people want to get too big for their effing boots and can't go to people in private, then F off. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of your games. Sick of your lies. Either fuck up or get out. That's it. Sorry, Denise.
No, that's fine. Good evening, Flop.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's been a rough couple of days, but um, I know it's hard convincing someone of something they don't want to believe.
No,
And
that's right.
and Michelle is today. She said I'm working for Trevor and Ren, and I went to Ren's and I told her, I said, I'm working for you because Amy and Michelle said I was. And I just have one question.
Yeah.
When's payday?
Yeah.
And she made another live while I was doing the live. And, it's, I don't really understand what's going on. And she said, oh, Denise is saying something about 4 years. And she'll watch this. She's going to watch this. Michelle, I said, you said I was here for 5 minutes. And I said, 5 minutes sure feels like 4 years because I've been here 4 years.
Well, it's not a competition, is it?
No.
It's not a bloody competition. Certain people have got too big for their boots. Try to take the whole thing away from me and another person who practically came up with this whole idea a very long time ago. Not that that's even a competition. Yet they're deflecting. They're deflecting to make us. They wanted to get rid of the loyal people, the loyal supporters, and they've made a massive mistake because we still had, and I'm not saying it because they didn't allow a certain person. I added them on Facebook because I was hoping that my feelings about that person would go. I was hoping it was just me being a bit too fussy, if you like. And I went into the Facebook group. Now, this Facebook group has been started since the thing of Brexit. And we've been watching from start to up until now. There's a whole lot more that's going on behind the scenes than these idiots over there. No, these idiots that turn against their own. And this is what's happening. People on our side are turning on their own, and it's pathetic. Game players and rats and snakes, just leave us alone. Go and do your own content. Leave people alone. And the true people will just stick together. That's just my opinion. And these people would not let Michelle in that Facebook group because they saw what she was doing and they didn't like it and they didn't trust her. And that is all I'm saying on that matter. I should have listened to my gut, right?
Yes.
And all I'm saying now, whatever's to come and whatever we know, I'm not going to announce it on here. It's all going to come out in the wash. And I don't want anyone to take sides. I've never wanted any. I'm not going to say to you, all of you, oh, you're not allowed to talk to Michelle. You're not allowed to talk to collections. And the reason why I call that thing, that's bloody psychotic, collections, is because she goes around doing this. She was in another community causing shit as well. No, it stopped. This group we've created, we either stick together or we go our separate ways. I've had enough. Too many snakes, too many rats. And they know it's a bad idea.
And it's true what you said about Amy. She's been I've been here 4 years. She came on with her recollections about 3 years ago. And I subscribed to her because she was in Blair's chat. She was hitting everyone's chat, trying to get their subscribers, and she was chatty. And I always felt, I said, well, she just came on the scene and she knows everyone. She knows what everything's about. So how's this new person? How does she know so much? And because I was there like a year before and I was trying to figure out and I still don't know everything. And Michelle will point that out like she did in her live today. Denise don't know anything. Well, you know what? I just say
neither do you, Michelle. I'm sorry to say, Denise, but neither do you, Michelle. You need to get down off your throne you put yourself on. You knew it was a bad idea to come for me, and I'm letting you know that again now. You pack it in and you bloody well leave people alone. Sorry, carry on.
But you know, I would, and you know, and that was one hint. And then when Steph and Sue Smith went after Paula M, Steph made another alternate account, and everyone knew it was Steph. Steph, that's your voice. You're talking. We all know it's you. I mean, everyone. And they only put out 3 videos. The account was up like maybe a week before it was taken down, and she was in there. Amy was in there defending Steph. No, that's not Steph. That's not. That's not her. That's not. And everyone said, yes, it is her. And I mean, we can hear her. We know it's her. And she
Yeah.
was trying to make out that we didn't really hear what we heard, and we didn't see what we saw. And I said, you know what? I've had enough of this woman. I wasn't that vested in her channel anyway. So I went over there, I unsubscribed, and it wasn't until recently, very recently, that I subscribed. Well, not only did I unsubscribe this time, this once, and second and final time, but I blocked her. She said I blocked her, and listen to this. After they went after me, I saw her in chats, and I could see her name. Our recollections may vary, and the O, the one that she shortened using the initials. All of a sudden, I could see it for a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and lives. I can't see Denise. I can't see Denise. Why can't I see? Did she block me? And I
Yes.
went on my
Yeah,
Google.
that happens to a lot of people. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and I went on the Google because I was trying to figure out, well, what happened. So I got on Google to figure out what I needed to do. I went and I signed into my account. I went to the block. There was nothing. And I took a screenshot and I posted it on the community tab. And I said, I haven't blocked anyone. It's empty, no name was there. And I just couldn't figure out what it was. Well, you know what? All that happened with those 2 lives that Michelle had. And then last night, guess who I saw? I could
Who?
I could see Amy. I could see her. She had blocked me, trying to make it out like I had blocked her. Once she did what she did and turned everything around on me, all of a sudden, I guess she figured, well, I did what I needed to do, so I can unblock her.
Hmm.
And I took a screenshot and I showed several people. I said, now explain that to me. And people agreed, well, she's the one who blocked you. And I said, yeah, but for a week, I was trying to figure out, well, what did I do? Thinking that I had done something, because I'm not that technique. I don't know a lot of stuff about this platform, and I'm trying to learn a little bit every day. And then come to
Yeah.
find out, it was her that had blocked me and making Michelle and everyone else think the opposite, like she was setting me up. And I don't
Hmm.
know why she would set me up, because my channel is nothing. I have silly videos on there that's like 2 minutes long.
Yeah,
They
but
don't.
everyone loves them. So, yeah, you're doing well.
I mean, I don't even know. I mean, I've got very few subscribers. I don't. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not a big channel. I'm not aiming to be monetized. I've already told people I'm not. That's not my goal. I will never ask for money. I will never. I worked since I was 15 years old,
Yeah.
and my husband and I, we had Mexican restaurants, and we when he's older than I am. Um, when he retired, I knew I would retire because I worked for him. And I just thought, God, I don't need uh, a few dollars a month, from subs. And
Yeah.
I know the goal for a lot of people. Oh, I got to get to 1,000. Well, if that's what you want to do, fine. That's not my intention. I don't want, and I tell people, don't ever send me any money. Just save it, you know, spend it on your family, spend it on somebody you care about. You don't know me, you don't owe me anything. And but I think they think, oh well, like so many people, it's all about money and the grift and what have you. Well, you'll never get that from me.
Yeah,
And but Flop, I mean, it just came out of nowhere. And I let my husband listen. And I did a live today, Flop, and explained this.
yeah,
I wanted my husband to listen. And he says, Mom, he's Mexican. He said, Mommy, he said, she, they, you know, both of them they were blaming and shaming you.
yeah.
And I don't know, when he said it, it was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what they were doing, you know. And
It's
trying to humiliate me, you know.
yeah, yeah, like she did to me in your
Yeah,
chat on your
yeah,
live.
yeah. And
Mm,
she's one thing, she got mad, and that's where it started. When I let you come up, I offered her the same. But
yeah,
see, she's so paranoid.
yeah,
That weed that she smokes, she needs to get off that weed,
she
because
does.
it makes people paranoid. And she thinks everyone's out to get her. Nobody is out to get you, Michelle.
But she's out to get everybody else. And
Yeah, but and
clearly, I'm
because she,
sorry to say it, but that's clearly what my gut was from the start. And she promised me, and the reason why she didn't come up is because she knew she was lying. That's the reason.
yeah,
Go
and she
on,
never,
Michelle.
and see, she's never reached out to me. She never once.
Do you know what, Michelle? I haven't got. Sorry, Denise, to cut you off. Do you know what, Michelle? You're dead. You're dead to me. If you can't talk in private, go away. Goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want anything else to do with her, and I thought I did, but after I got off my live, she jumped on hers, you know, because she was trying to pull people out of my. She didn't want people to hear me, you know. So if I start my live, then they'll come over to mine, and she, you know, trying to outdo me, and it's like I'm 62 years old.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, whatever you and Michelle decide to do, that's up to you. That's up to that's between you two. I'm just saying this side needs to either stick together or go their separate ways. And if you want to go around rowing with your own side, then there's a
Yeah.
problem with you, not anybody else, you. And if you're going to fabricate stories about people off the top of your psychotic head, then you need to ground yourself. You need to get a grip. Stop taking your life problems within yourself out on your own side. It's pathetic. And I will say it one more time. Whoever's here to sneak around, to play games and turn each other on, whoever, then just don't bother. Because one, you're going to get found out. Two, it's all going to come out in the wash. And you liars out there are being found out. And I think it's about time that you either admit what you're doing or go away. Sorry, carry on, Denise.
No, I agree with you. And just for the record, I don't work for Ren. I don't have anything against Ren. I don't have, you know, there's very few people I really have something against. I can name them. Trevor, Fiona, and Candor. And but yet I work for Trevor. And I don't even know what that means. What does it mean to work? I've never even met the man. I don't know anything about the man. I live down here in Meridian, Mississippi. I don't even know where he lives. And I don't really care where he lives. I don't know anything about him except he's got a son. He was married to a woman. They're not together. I know very little about him. And I've always called him out. I was only subscribed to him for a month. And she was trying to shame me and Alex and the old geezer, um, and other people who
Yeah.
we were subscribed when Candor first did his channel, because Blair said, oh, he's got a channel, everybody go support. So I just went over and supported. And but you know what, Michelle, I was only a subscriber of his, but you were a friend of his for years. But yet you shamed us for being over there on his channel, and you were over there on his channel. But see, this is what Michelle don't understand. Everything only applies to other people. She doesn't apply it to herself. And as if, because she's just grasping at straws at this moment. She's just calling out whatever. And I knew from her live, because she was over there yelling. She went on a live when you were on mine, trying to get people. That's her little tactic. That's Candor's tactic.
Yeah,
When he does a live, he starts one to divide people.
Yeah, that's what she done to me on Monday. I noticed that.
Yes, she sure did.
As well.
And several people said something about it. And she was over there yelling at me for having you on. She says, this is my channel. This is my, well, you know what, Michelle? That's my channel. And I have on whoever I want. I offered you to come up the same time I offered Flop. And you turned me down. Flop was gracious enough and accepted. And you could have had your say, just like Flop had her say. And I think this is just, it's either her or you. That's what I've got, And I even told both of you, I said, I don't want to pick. But Michelle, my opinion of you has changed after today, after I listened to what you were saying while I was doing my live, and you were mocking me, because that's the kind of person you are. And you don't know me. I'm a really good person. But you know what? You don't appreciate that. You don't appreciate people who are genuinely good, because you have to tear everyone down.
Yes.
And you're not loyal to people.
No.
And, and I gave her a chance. I even, with Fiona, I had enough of Fiona. And because, the longer you know people on here, the more you get to know them. And it's like, and I was giving Michelle a chance. But you know what? I'm not going to give you a chance anymore, Michelle. And you just carry on. And if you need me for your content, you're welcome to it. And I don't really care. And I think I'm better off, really, without you. My husband has encouraged me just to stay away from you. And he said, you don't even know, who is she? And, I said, in the scheme of things, who is she? And I said,
yeah,
I think she lives home with her mother. She's the same age as my son and my husband's, our son. And he don't live home with me or my husband. He's been in the Navy 25 years.
Yeah.
And he's got a career. He's got a home, a wife, children. He's got a life. And I think of her, who are you, Michelle? What have you achieved in your life? I've achieved a hell of a lot. I'm in retirement now.
It's like no one was in charge of this. We were all working together as a team. Just even if we weren't doing anything, at least we were coming together as a team. And the reason why me personally won't talk to Michelle ever again is because you cannot reason with someone like that. You can't reason with them. They just believe their own lies they tell about other people in their own head. And you just can't, if you can't reason with someone, just ignore them. And it's up to you what you sort out between yourselves. But me personally, and the reason why I've done this live today is because I wasn't going to let it get to me, and it hasn't got to me. I'm just upset that this community we worked hard on to keep together with truth and as many facts as possible has now been divided into chaos, and it shouldn't be like that.
And you know who suffers the most, Flock? Are the subscribers, the people who are
Exactly.
subscribed to the, because they, you know, they come here to have, you know, to relax, to be entertained, to,
That's
and
right.
because that, you know, a lot of people have a lot of going on in their lives and they don't need more drama. And
No.
it's just, it's constant, you know, it doesn't stop. It, you know, when you think it's finally going to settle, they have to pull another rabbit out of the hat. And
Yes,
people are truly getting tired of it because you, it's like you're making your subscribers pick sides. Oh, well, if you go over
exactly.
there, if you go over there, I'm
Yeah.
you're out of here, you know. And it's like, well, that's not how real life is, you know.
Well, no.
This is a some kind of make believe world,
Well,
and
yeah, it is. And YouTube is not our lives. Sadly, it's other people's lives, but not mine or yours lives or people in the chat's lives. And I've just seen that apparently I'm now 10. For goodness sake, these people just you
you're
just
who now?
yeah, I'm Jen now. Yeah,
Oh, you're Jen.
yeah, I'm Jen now. Yeah, for goodness
Oh
sake.
my lord.
What they are doing is they're just deflecting and projecting. They're doing a Fiona and Tricky, and just like you said, they're clutching at straws because they wanted to take control. They knew they couldn't, and so they're turning people on each other. And it's
Well, I don't want to be against people because I've made a lot of friendships that I'm
yeah,
truly grateful for and have some good laughs. And, you know, so many of the subscribers, they're intelligent, they're funny, they, you know, they'll say something that you're thinking, and then, you know, you have that connection like, yeah, that's exactly right. And now a lot of them are afraid to speak to me. A lot of them, and I've got some good people saying, I'm sticking with you, you know, and I'm so grateful for that. But I tell them, you know, it doesn't mean that you can't go watch her videos and or be in her lives, because then I would be the same as she. I would be the hypocrite. And I don't want to, you never want to become the things that you detest. And I detest hypocrites. So if I turned around and said, well, and played by the same playbook, I would be a hypocrite. And
yeah,
I just say, look, I, I'm not going to ask you to come. I'm not going to ask you to choose. I'm not going to pick sides, but there comes a time when you have to walk away and back up and just, you know, kind of back away because
yeah.
you want to keep your eye on someone because you don't know what they're capable of.
Mm.
And honestly, I have no idea what Michelle is capable. She's like a loose cannon, and she's hot and cold, and so many and Michelle, so many people have said the same. And the thing is, they come out of a place of really caring about you, and they're worried about you, and you, oh, they're blaming everything on Amy. They're saying Amy put me up to all this. Well, you
Hang
know
on a
what?
sec.
She's an influence on her.
Yeah,
Michelle
hang on
is.
a sec. Doesn't Michelle? I'll tell you something. Michelle, don't forget what we spoke about. Recollections, collections, even. Don't forget your agenda for befriending her in the first place. It's and then it just comes out that them two are planning something sinister all along. Uh, yeah, very two-faced. You're not loyal, Michelle. This is the last time I'm going to waste my breath on the likes of you. You don't scare me. You don't scare anybody.
No, she don't.
Does collections. Neither does collections. We know what you two are all about. You've shown your true colours, and anyone in the chat that wants to support them still, that's up to you. We're not telling you to take sides. We're just coming here with the truth.
And this is what I don't get. You know, you know, the other night we saw you. You know, when you was doing your, you know, and we all said, you're beautiful. You got beautiful skin. You know what? Nobody's ever seen Amy.
Oh, no, they won't. They won't ever see Aunt Maddie, no.
Everyone, I've asked so many people, and they said, no, and people like she's collabed with. I said, have you? They said, no, we've never, like FaceTime, never. So people are putting their trust and belief in somebody who has never shown their face.
Yeah.
That hides behind other women's faces.
Exactly. And goes around causing trouble in communities.
Yeah. And I said, this is a faceless person who, and this is who you put your stock in. I said, what is wrong with us? We come here and, it just makes me rethink so much. And I know people can be very, very cunning and shady, and it's like, is this the worst community on YouTube? And other people say, no, you wouldn't believe what happens in the cooking communities. You won't believe what happens in the auto, so I guess people just attack people depending on what community they're in.
Yeah.
As if we're all in school again.
Yeah, exactly. Can't we just have a community that actually sticks together, is loyal to each other, and none of this malarkey going on? Can't we all just have that just for once? Just can't we just have our own little community in the corner? It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be all about making money. It doesn't have to be about power and control. Can't we just enjoy each other?
And most of all, it comes down to respect.
That's right.
And that's something I find very lacking. That there's probably a dozen people that I can say have respect for one another. Out of how many people? And it's like I'm in this upside down world right now, and Michelle put me in it, and I just want to know why she did. And if it's her paranoia, she needs help with that. Because I'm going to tell you, you can't go through life thinking everyone's against you and plotting against you. And she named so many people, saying that we're all the same, and that we all planned, and all of you plant me in her community on her channel. She's blaming y'all for putting me there.
Yeah.
It's the most bizarre episode I've ever encountered in my life. But listen, Flock, I want to get back down into the chat and say hello to everyone.
Okie doke.
And because I don't really know what else to say that I hadn't already said.
No, yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on here, and thank you, Denise, for being real with us.
Well, thank you for having me on here, and I do appreciate it. And I'm sorry that, that I really hope that maybe y'all could resolve things. And I didn't mean any harm by it.
No, you haven't done any harm. You've got a right to defend yourself, just like.
Well, I'm talking about like with you having you on and wanting her to come up,
No, you. Well, at the time, she started it in your chat, so because it was in, I wouldn't have normally said anything, but because she started in your chat, I had to say something. Otherwise, I would have just completely ignored her. But you wanted us to come on together. But sadly, I knew Michelle wouldn't. One, because she knows she's a liar. That's why she wouldn't. Two, I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say now.
well, if you think about it, you can talk about it. But
it will come back to me. Yeah, but I'll let you go. No, thank you, Denise, and I'm sorry that happened to you. But
thank you.
But all we ask for is truth and honesty.
Yes.
From people. We're sick of all these games and people just attacking each other for no apparent reason, just because they need to start up a row because there's they're not happy with themselves, and this is all what is going on. They're not happy with themselves, so they have to start on the people who are loyal to them, and it's very, very sad, and I pity them both, especially Michelle.
Well, I concur with all that, and I'm gonna wish you a good evening. I'm not leaving. I'm just gonna go back down to the chat.
No, no, you're all right. I'm not staying on long. I just needed to have a rant, really, because I don't like when people are bullied.
Well, get somebody else to come up. I like when you have people to talk with.
Okay, then. All right. Thanks, Denise. Right, guys, I'll put the link in just in case anyone else wants to pop in. But right, let's put some of these comments up. Sorry, guys. Right, hi Sapper. How are you doing? Michelle doesn't like us, and I definitely have never been in Candors. Oh, so they're starting on you now, are they, Jen? Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah, this has just got to stop. This is reaching. These people are just deflecting, projecting what they themselves are actually doing. Hi Alex, how you doing? Well, that's up to you, Rexanne. Oh, it really saddens me, but all of this is going to ammo to those who wants. Yeah, this is it. It's Tricky and Co would be loving this, wouldn't they? They would be loving this. And I can remember when we were in the WhatsApp group all together, we all agreed that if we did, oh, Slime wants to come up. If we did have a row publicly, we would want you all to see us get on. We would still work together online, like do YouTubes, carry on. But no, a certain person didn't want that. They wanted power and control, and that is the gospel truth. And one thing I do agree with Michelle on, I'm tempted to, and I was more than tempted to the other day, was to release the evidence. But someone, Fraser, said to me, no, they're private messages. If you have to at one point, then do it. But at the moment, don't. And I'm thinking about it. I agree with that. But it's all about power and control with a certain person. And it was very evident of that when they came and told us that they were getting friendly with certain people. They wouldn't tell us who, which is fair enough. But this person was she was already talking to collections for a reason. And we thought, hang on a sec, what bullshit is collections telling her? And then out the blue, bam, like that. Even if I hadn't have made that mistake, it would have been, it still would have happened. We know that now. So this has got nothing to do with that, what I did, the mistake I did. And I will say it again. That person should never have put that information in the group to start with. So no, I'm not going to take all the blame for that, but I will take the blame for my part. And I also did tell them a couple of times we need to release it, and not one of them said no, don't do it. So that's another truth, by the way. So all what's going on is just well, I wouldn't say the fear, the kind of fear of this not going the way it should do because I couldn't trust someone. And for the Facebook group to be so adamant that that person not to be joined into that Facebook group because they could see what they were doing early on as well. That person and another person, which I call Tweedledum and Tweedledee, we knew from the start they weren't legit. And I tried to convince the people in the Facebook group. I did everything I can, but something was pulling me saying, no, it's, they're right. And that's my bad for agreeing for that person to come into our circle, not the other way around. So, and it's very clear now that that person just wanted to take control of it, have it all to themselves, and be the boss. No one is the boss here. We all work together. We all chat together. We should all be getting along together. None of this um, turning people against other people and telling people they can't talk to whoever, and then doing lives at the same time as someone else, knowing that it's pathetic, it's childish, and people need to grow the hell up. Anyway, rant over. Hi, Slime. Thank you for being so patient.
That's okay, Plot.
How you doing?
I'm good, G.
Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, today's gone blooming quick.
It has. I'm a bit out of the loop, so I've kind of getting the gist of what's happened this evening. I was helping out Sapper earlier on, so I'm just catching up now. What you just said about your is it your friend Fraser that said don't show the receipts?
Yes, he doesn't think it's a wise idea, and at the moment, I agree, because it is private messages, and half of me doesn't want to show Michelle up.
Well, can I be honest with you? I think your friend is wrong. That's my opinion. I think you should show the receipts. Michelle should show the receipts. Amy show the receipts, and whoever else needs to show the receipts, because everybody is absolutely sick of all this. And I, for one, would be quite peeved if these receipts were not shown sooner or later. It's getting at.
Yeah, I understand I understand in a way, Slime, but some people have a habit of just wanting that sort of information anyway, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm just going to say it bluntly. Flop. Screw it. I think the only way, sometimes with these people, you have to just show the bring the receipts. I'm fed up with people even saying that phrase. Let's just say, bring the evidence to the table and let people decide. I mean, don't you think Michelle's or whoever's lost the right to privacy now? Because I was in a group called Team Atalanta, who have since passed all the stuff that was said privately on to Trevor Culp.
You're what? Sorry?
The private stuff that was shared in Team Atalanta DM group has now found its way to Trevor Culp's hands. So I'm beyond caring about private screenshots. If somebody's crossed you, that to me is, if someone crosses you, they lose the right to your respect and privacy. But that's my opinion, because these people are bad mouthing you, and they might not believe that Michelle and Amy feel the same way about yourself regarding them. The only way you can settle this is to share the receipts.
But I wouldn't want to put everything on there, because some of it is like private, between our private lives. That's the only thing.
Absolutely, but you can alter them. You can alter them to the point where it's obvious that you're obscuring private information, as in personal information. I'm not expecting you to dox yourself or dox anybody else, but if it's, for instance, you chatting to Michelle, and Michelle gives that something that's crucial to get this thing that doesn't involve personal information, why not share it? Or and vice versa. Michelle could obscure something about yourself out of something.
Well, to be honest, it's mainly voice. It's mainly voice notes, because it's much quicker doing it that way. But I was only going to share the part where Michelle said, "Oh, everyone's telling me you're working for me for Fiona," and then me asking her, "Well, who are these people?" and her mumbling her words like, "Oh, everyone." Well, who is everyone? Prove it.
What's wrong with that then? Why can't you just upload that?
Well, yeah, I can do that. I'll do that, because that's not like really personal, is it? She's accusing me, and I'm not up with it.
So what's the hold up then? I'm not being arsey with you, Flop. I'm just fed up with this whole situation.
No, I understand that, and I know the subs feel like they need to know too. So I will sort that out. Just that bit though.
I mean, I'm trying to,
moment.
I'm trying to keep the peace with everybody because I've
Yes,
got,
that's fair enough.
I've shown my frustration out in the past on yourself, on Michelle and Amy and anybody else that I've had issues with, and everybody has been encouraging me of late to be recent weeks to do it the way I'm being now, with calm, collective, reasonable. I don't see myself as a voice of reason or anything like that, but I feel like at some point heads have got to be whacked together in order to step forward. You win it. Some people are never going to see eye to eye, and you might find
No,
that.
that's right. But all myself and other
Yeah.
YouTubers want is just to be left alone. We we don't want to be lied about. We're fed up of that now.
Flop, I've been in the same boat as you.
Yeah.
I've got called a snake for exposing snakes, and then the people that I thought I could trust, as in Atalanta and whoever the hell Ren, whoever Hopper's supposed to be, who I know it is in a way. I thought I'll go to them with the evidence that she's a snake, that Ren's a snake. They go they basically go, she's a prick, she's this and that. Days later, I'm the snake. And then they come up, and so basically, the only way you can prove the truth is to show it. And if you have to obscure things, so be it. But I think it's between you three girls. It's now a free for all. Long as you don't divulge personal information, then
Well, as long as they don't fabricate anything else, then whatever. But all I want is just to get on with my YouTube channel, talk about what I want to talk about and what you lot want to talk about it, and just be left alone. I'm not here for games. I'm not here for to be a snake. I'm not here for anything other than to get justice for whoever's being bullied. And I will always stick up for the innocent. And they know that. And half of me thinks they don't like it. But that's just my opinion. Don't take it as facts.
The situation is, as it stands, in my opinion, is the drama between you, Michelle, and Amy, for example. That's not helping the likes of Foxy, and the issue between, well, I find it unjust, but I'm not going to get into it, between Denise and Michelle. I think that's unfair. I think I don't see I can't quite see what Denise has done wrong, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But each to their own. That's not helping Foxy.
No.
That's not helping Alex, who was
no.
There's other victims here, recent victims of Candles, that this drama's not helping them. Molly, it's not helping her.
Yeah, it's really it is bad. It is bad because they're turning on their own. But that says to me personally that my gut was right all along. It was divide and conquer from start.
But again, I'm not banging my own drum, but I've been through this months ago. I gave physical evidence about people trying to, set me up. I've uploaded the receipts. I'm bored of telling people what happened and what I brought to the table. So, I'm not going to. I can't keep saying I told you so or told everyone so, but I don't know how the stuff where you're trying to say about Michelle, how that's now. How I don't. To me, it's really old news because I've been there, I've been through it myself.
Yeah.
So for me, this is very tiresome, and I appreciate what you're going through is recent to you, but
yeah, and I'm sorry. Yeah, and now I'll make you right that what they did to you was cruel and out of order, and because they're just doing the same to me, aren't they? So, and it looks like that. Well, don't know, whatever with Denise,
I'm really frustrated because I thought we could all just get along. Don't all have to see eye to eye, and this has really peeved me off because I thought we was getting somewhere, and now here we all are cleaning our laundry in public, and it's just like
it should, and it should not have to be like that. That's why I went so long we're trying not to announce what happened with Michelle. That's why I didn't want to go there, because we were all getting on fine. You were all going to Michelle, brilliant, fine. You were all coming to me, brilliant, fine. And we were all, everything was fine. And then Michelle has to come on Denise's live, which I was expecting at some point, not on Denise's live. I was expecting her to pipe up at some point, because she's got a little fake buddy behind her, egging her on. The problem with Michelle, she's easy to manipulate. And we practically warned her about that with collections. But no, she didn't listen, because she didn't want to listen, because she had a different agenda. And it's very, very sad. And like I keep saying, it's all about power and control with them. And it shouldn't be like that.
Can I ask you a question, though, Flop?
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask this question as if Michelle was here to answer it. So if Michelle wants to answer this on her own channel or in the chat, if she's still able to chat on there, she's welcome to answer it as well. So before Michelle got involved with Amy, or it became public that they were friendly,
yeah,
you and Michelle were implying, and it felt very much like you had something to back this up with, that Graham wasn't dead. Was that for show and tell, or was that bollocks, or was there something to that? Because I don't believe it's true. So what was going on?
I think, in my personal opinion,
yeah,
with Fiona faking her own death, with all the scams they were involved with, all the lies, the way they were going after YouTubers, the money, the this, that, and the other, all what they were doing, and all what they were doing to innocent people, all of a sudden, this was just what we thought at the time. And we all, I can't remember about Michelle, but me personally, I remember saying either in the group or on one of my lives, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I will apologise.
You did say that. You did say that on your channel or her channel. You did say that you'd apologise. But to me at the time, it felt like you and Michelle were implying that you had something actually like hard physical truth.
Oh no, we just believed at that time, with all what was going on, all of them being found out, basically, we thought, oh, isn't it strange now that Graham's all of a sudden gone, and all of a sudden the cancer card's being used. Feral faked her death. Could it be this that's going on? We did at the time believe that Graham may, with the help of Fiona, have done this on purpose to avoid the police, avoid something. But that's just how it was coming across to us at the time.
But coming across to people like your viewers and that, to me, I've had other people say to me privately that they felt it was almost like that you and Michelle, or one of you had actual physical proof, because you mentioned about the death certificate as well. So to me,
the death certificate, right, I'll tell you now. We wanted to see the death certificate because we know Fifi likes to fake things. We know she likes to use her computer to lie and show bits of paper, make it look official to her viewers and everything. We wanted to try and find the legit death certificate to prove that he was actually not alive anymore, because the way they are, the way they lie, the way they scheme, at the time we thought, could this be another lie? Could this just be another scam? But if we're wrong, we're wrong. At the end of the day, if we're wrong, I apologise. I don't know about her. But if it does come out that our feelings were right, then so be it.
So I've asked Michelle to like on her streams, like I've asked to her to sort of acknowledge the fact that you and her were talking about this subject, about the fact that Graham may not be alive, and she wouldn't answer. So if it was, is it simple as, oh no, we were just speculating because of what?
We were just speculating, yeah.
Well, why don't you just answer that then?
No, I just want to.
I didn't get an answer from Michelle, which I thought was a bit weird. Like If it was just harmless speculation, well, it's not harmless because it's not true. It kind of affects logically.
Yeah, no, at that time, at that time, maybe Michelle didn't say anything at that time was because we were in the background trying to see if we could get hold of the certificate. So we didn't want to say yes or no at the time because we were working to try it and get it. But that's just
okay.
Yeah, that was just like hard work or whatever. But if we're wrong, we're wrong. We apologise. But it's just, but we do know that. Well, not we don't know. On when Fifi done that live the very next day with the after party thing.
Yeah.
When that girl came on and was saying whatever, and then Ben said in the background something about here we are all drinking, and something about liver damage, and he was shut down very quickly, wasn't he? We thought that was suspicious. So we then we thought, well, hang on a sec. Did Graham really die of cancer, or are they just using the cancer card? Because you know what Fifi was doing. The cancer card this, the cancer card that. And we started getting quite angry that if he died of liver damage, then they can't tell their Substat because then they won't get as much to support because it's like you're basically drinking yourself to death. Why should we support you? And
See,
do you know what I mean?
I agree. The thing is, even that is quite contradicting because I know for a fact that Faith posted on TikTok like a year before that it was something to do with his colon.
Right.
So and apparently, I mean he's dead now, so I'm not breaching anyone's personal information because the dead you can't defend the dead or you can't get sued by the dead. But apparently he had a what do you call it? One of those colostomy bags.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's got to do with anything with the liver.
Right. Yeah. I thingy. What's it called? Colostomy for the bag.
Yeah.
I know how to say it in my head.
Yeah. It's like pneumonia. Sounds different when you try to read it out with an S at the front, whatever. Yeah. So if he's had a thingy bag, I don't see how then that's what Faith said it was, and then somebody else has confirmed it was that to me recently. So I don't know where this whole liver thing's come from.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all very. Hang on.
Cola Girl says it was CIS. Can't pronounce it. CIS. Oh, thingamajiggy of the liver. Well, is that cancer or is that's not cancer though, is it? And neither would be a needing to get a colon bag. That's not related to cancer, is it? Well, it could be, but
yeah, I mean, I'm no expert on cancer.
No, I'm neither right, but I don't know how. There's a big difference between getting a colon, needing a thingy bag, and having cancer, isn't it? Like, to a degree, and then it being related to the liver. It's quite confusing.
Yeah, because liver damage is totally different to cancer, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just think if it was liver damage, then they need to come out with it before someone finds out.
And damage to the liver can also be related to like health diet as well, not just intake of alcohol.
Yeah.
People say it's alcohol related, so we don't know that for facts.
Yeah, it's sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the chat before we get behind. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I just find it all contradicting. And didn't Ben wasn't it at the funeral Ben disclosed about the liver? You just said it was at an after.
It was the after party. Remember, she done that live of the after party, and Ben said that woman came up and said something, their friend or something.
All right.
Here we are all drinking and all liver damage, and he was shut down quite quickly. That raised suspicion.
So don't you think that's not like another decoy? Because I've just proven this week that he doesn't work for Amex.
maybe, yeah.
And that was a load of lies in itself.
Well, yeah.
You know,
Slime, sorry, I've just got to get a drink. Can you keep everyone entertained? Sorry.
I'll go for it. It's okay.
2 secs.
Okay, no worries. Rexan says my friend had thingamajiggy and she was bright yellow, especially in her eyes. Graham didn't look like her. Yeah, that exactly, and that was one of the conditions during COVID that doctors couldn't. People were falling like seriously ill from because doctors weren't able to diagnose or diagnose people when they couldn't tell what skin color was over the phone. So that was one of the conditions that people really struggled from, and it actually could have been dealt with for most people. Sorry, you're back. Look,
yeah, sorry, I'm back. Yeah, go on.
That's okay. Graham did look very poorly at the end. I'm not in disagreement. I believe, you know, I do believe there could have been shady things that have happened, but until there's actual physical evidence, I'm not going to publicly or confirm that, because there just isn't anything to say otherwise about Graham.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. At the end of the day, it is very tricky because
I mean, Fiona couldn't even keep her mouth shut for 2 days. She killed herself for 2 days, and then she had to go phone home and say, "Oh, I'm not dead, by the way." Ha ha ha! Like, she isn't the type of person that could keep a secret that long.
Yeah, and another thing, I can't remember who told me. Someone told me that Fiona done a video not that long ago of Graham in the live funeral groaning in the coffin or something.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Is it on a? I don't know, but and she was laughing. I mean, come on, who does?
I'm sure. I think someone debunked that, but I think it was. I'm not sure. I can't remember how it fully was, but it might have been Ben, not Fiona. I'm not sure, but yeah, apparently it was a joke or something like that. But I can't be sure. Yeah. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But apparently, what I can tell you is someone on one of Fiona's video chats or live stream comment section or something, or video comments before Graham died, said that he looked like he needed a blood transfusion or something along those words. And she said, that she hadn't or wasn't able to get him to see a doctor or something, or nurse, to get it done for ages and ages. Like, it kind of like was obvious that he needed one, but she didn't sort of make an effort to get him that transfusion.
Ah.
I've got a screenshot of it somewhere, but I have got. If I ever say I've got it, I've seen it, and but I've got so many flipping screenshots that it takes me like 10 years to go through it all.
Right.
But if someone thinks that's something I need to, go back and dig up again, then if enough people ask me to, I will. But there's no point if one person goes, "Oh, that might be something," I need to dedicate time to it. So if enough people say, "Oh, that looks a bit interesting," then I'll go back and have a look through my files. And I do agree that because they faked their death before, they could easily do it again. And this is where it gets a bit more interesting, because yesterday or the day before, I posted on my community page that a man that Graham worked for and befriended, who this bloke was a convicted paedophile.
Oh yes.
He went and faked his own death in Brighton.
Yes.
He was never found. His yacht was basically unmanned, going out into the marina, and they couldn't find him. But he was a multi-millionaire apparently, or millionaire. But when they went to look for him, it wasn't on the yacht, but the yacht was operational, and just disappeared. But he'd been exposed prior as a PDF file. And I believe Graham knew who he was when he worked for him. So
yeah. Oh, thank you, Cheryl.
So that's not just Fiona that's faked her death. Effectively, Graham must have faked his death. Well, Graham went with her after the faking the death, and then years later, Graham's ex-boss, in my opinion, faked his death and never found a body. And that was, and then now everyone's saying Graham might have faked his death.
Yeah, well, there was this stuff coming out, wasn't it? I think it was just after he died. The police done a raid or something. Am I right in that? I can't remember. The police came round to get Graham or something, and obviously he died.
That's what Fiona says, but she hasn't proven this with any evidence, like physical evidence. But she made out that the policemen bowed their heads when they realised Graham was no longer alive. Like, why? She didn't give a reason for why they came, and then she said, like, although if the other incident where the girls came at the door, she had footage of on the ring doorbell. But this thing about the police turning up after Graham died and bowing their heads, where's the evidence?
Yeah.
And the thing about the phone, about the girls coming about the phone.
The phone,
right,
yeah.
Fiona didn't account for the fact that I picked up on the fact that Graham said that she'd got a new phone, or it was a second-hand phone, and she'd gone from Android to Apple just weeks before that incident with the girls turning up.
Oh.
Yeah. So not only has Fiona gone from Android to iPhone, it's supposedly a second-hand phone, which I don't think they'd buy second-hand phones anyway. And then weeks later, these girls turn up, look for a phone, and Fiona turns it into as in like their sugars or working for Harry and Meghan. And then so she's used one a thing where she's stolen the phone, and then she's turned it into the people that come and got it. I'll use that footage and make it I'm being attacked by people that are related to or connected to Meghan.
Yeah.
So you get sort of so you get one pot of shit from Fiona, and she mixes it with another pot of shit, and then she sometimes throws in another pot of shit and stirs it all together, and somehow you get a story out of it.
Yeah.
And then somehow she always ends up looking like the victim because that's how she portrays herself.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But it's just convenient. Weeks before, she's gone from Android to iPhone. It's a second-hand phone apparently. Then weeks afterwards, these girls turn up saying their phone's in the house, and then she's got the footage, and then she shows it, and then months later, after Graham's died, she goes, "Oh, the police turned up, looked for Graham, and they bowed their heads and then basically they were like, oh, it was a false trip." Well, where's the footage? Just where is the footage?
Yeah, because she had no problems with showing the footage from all her security cameras about the girls coming around that she portrayed as sugars, especially the people of colour. Very racist you are, Feral Fifi. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I did something naughty, everyone, a few months ago. Bron was very mad that she couldn't get into Twitter once. Bron, I'll tell you something, dear. You stop going around doing what you're doing to innocent people, fabricating stories and making out you're some sort of intelligent person. You stop doing what you're doing and I'll stop changing your password. Okay? Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, as for Bron, she chose to issue me with a false copyright strike, a malicious one that had no substance whatsoever. And then because I chose to fight that copyright strike, she's then got my personal information, and then she's put it on X, and she's the only person that would know that information because I bought that copyright strike. She posted it on X, so nobody else would have had that information. And then she posted my name onto X, and then Candor later gave my town on his string.
Yeah.
So they're not the first people to do that. Graham years ago tried to get a copyright strike overturned. He failed to do that, but in doing so, he had to email me, and that name also got divulged, and later ended up into Gertie Root's hands.
Right.
So that's how I know that they're breaching copyright, the copyright procedure, to get personal information from people. So, and also I had an email from Bronwyn in the week saying, can I have your phone number to call you about this? She never wanted to call me. All she wanted was my phone number to use as part of the A, to get my information, extra information, and B, to say, oh, he's confirmed that number. That's on his channel. I never gave the phone number, obviously. I told her to get stuffed, more or less. But yeah, so people in the chat, if you choose to have a channel, don't use your real information. And I'm not confirming whether I use my real information or not, but that's not the point. This is why you can't use your real information if you do, because these people will just use it and use it and abuse it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's I must admit, I hate to admit it, but they're very good at confusing people, aren't they?
I'm not confused. I know exactly what's going on. I'm confused. I've been confused about the deliberate diversions, setups. But for me, it's quite evident where this all leads back to.
Yeah. It is fucking confusing. Excuse my language. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read the chat at the same time, and I know I can't multitask, so I don't even know why I'm bothered trying. But I saw. Sorry, I forgot to say. I saw earlier. Sorry to change the subject quickly, but before I could forget to say, what's all this about Tricky having Atlanta stuff?
Well,
how would Tricky? Who's given Tricky Atlanta stuff?
I don't
Because
know.
it's funny that Atlanta disappeared all of a sudden around about May.
Well, I can't remember. I can't recall when it was said, but I don't know if it was in the group chat, the old Atalanta group that I was in last year. But there was talk about Ofcom and Trevor being reported to Ofcom. What he said was mentioned in the group chat last year, I believe.
Oh, so it wasn't recently.
To be honest with you, the timeline in my head for that bit doesn't. I can't tally up because it's so muddled. But I do believe it was said in the group chat, if I'm rightly speaking. But the only people that would have known that and passed it on would be well, Atalanta, Ren. There's people I'm not even going to mention, but there's several to a dozen people who were party to that information, and it's just very weird how that's now got into Trevor's hands.
Very weird.
Because the people who were all the people in that group were opposed to Trevor Colt, so how's that ended up in his hands?
Oh, sorry, lady, you need a mod. I could be one. That's not the real. No, it's not. It's them two on one of their fake accounts. They've got many, for goodness sake.
The only way you can disprove who it is to authenticate who's talking. Get them to write in a private message to yourself and just say, what you go to them and say, I've got a code word. If you're the real person chatting on the comments, post it in the chat, and then you know they're real or not. Because it's so easy to imitate somebody nowadays on YouTube. You can just confuse people.
Right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, it doesn't look like Julianne anyway. But whatever. whatever. Let them play their childish, pathetic games, games, and whatever they want to do, just get on and fucking do it. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I don't care. I really don't care. They don't scare me. If they want to show messages, bloody show them. I couldn't give a toss. I'm here for the right reasons. I like this community. But like I said earlier, what I won't put up with is lies, deceit, and people trying to turn people against each other. It's childish, and it doesn't say anything about me or the chat. It says everything about you as a person. And that's all I'm going to say. Sorry, carry on.
Oh, no, I'll just read in the chat myself. Yeah, it's just getting beyond daft.
It's pathetic. I was more than happy to just get on with my channel, Michelle to get on with her channel, and us just doing what we've been doing for the last couple of months without me and Michelle working together, because it's been fine. Then she has to pipe up, which is a very big mistake.
People did just found that very odd though last week when, or earlier in the week when you and Michelle started going level at a time at each other, because we've been having a stream, a chat in the stream, that stream just beforehand, or chatting in that stream itself about how well things were going, and then out of nowhere,
Michelle comes up. Yeah, everything
Yeah.
was.
I'm not saying it's deliberate on her part, but
it was deliberate on her part, because she didn't like it that we were all getting on. She didn't like it that I still had a community.
But what did she go at you for in that chat? What was it that she found thing with that she hadn't found a problem with in the weeks and months before?
Oh, she was just coming up. This collections fabricated a story to Michelle, and Michelle lies about me working for Fiona, and so Michelle had to come up and pipe up about that.
But what? So she mentioned about this thing that Recollection supposedly said about you working for Fiona. She mentioned that in the stream out of nowhere.
Yeah, she mentioned she said something about me working for Fiona, and that I'm a plant, for crying out loud.
But why didn't she mention this before at any other time on YouTube previously?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Because like I said,
whatever's going, the thing is, what's going on with Michelle in her own life, that's why she's piping up.
But like, I know people think it's a coincidence. I do as well. Why that conversation? Why that stream? Denise's stream? Why then to have a go at you when she could have come up any time before?
Yeah, why then? Which I find pretty weird. So it's
everything's been a distraction from Trevor. So if there's been some kind of hit,
I am the distraction, and I am the distraction. Something's going on, and they want to create a drama in this community, and they're using me and whoever else as a distraction. That's just how it's looking, in my opinion. Because everything was going fine, wasn't it? Then all of a sudden she pops up with her bullshit, and she knows it's lies. She knows for a fact it's lies. And it's just ridiculous. It really is pathetic. And so you have to ask the question, why now? Why now?
Is this in the voice notes you've got?
What is?
Well, this thing regarding recollections that you said that Michelle, but accusing you of have they got any proof that you work for Feral?
No proof whatsoever. And if they have, then they fabricated it.
Well, I'm inviting them to come up and show that. They haven't come now, not now. I mean, but when soon as, because to back up that, because if they could disprove that what you're saying, then
yeah, let them do it. Let them do it. I ain't going nowhere. They want to carry on lying about me. If they want to fabricate evidence, that's up to them. It will all come out in the wash what them two are up to.
I mean,
Michelle, crack on. Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I've got nothing to hide. Trust me, I wouldn't be here if I did.
Exactly. So
it's just desperation, and you have to ask the question, what's really going on? We know, but what I will say, and the last thing I'll say, is it will all come out in the wash.
well, yeah, that's why I'm saying it. You know, barring personal information, release the whole freaking lot.
Well, to be honest, a lot of it is private, so I don't agree with.
But why is it? No, okay, flop. Why would you divulge your information to these people? Given it's hard to say. Given that I personally had shown Michelle and others in Team Atalanta to be rather dubious.
Yeah, but that was before, wasn't it? That was before I started properly watching your channel.
No, I know, but I had been telling you in the chat, like saying.
To be honest with you, I think after you put a certain name out there, I myself was a bit wary of you. But now I wish I'd listened. I wish I'd listened, and that's my bad for not listening to you. Because I think at the time, and I don't say this to be nasty, at the time it seemed like you were a bit all over the place. You were having arguments with Michelle and the other former friend, and I just didn't want to get involved. And
I wasn't arguing. I was just
convinced by them that I was convinced by them that you couldn't really be trusted that much. But now I can see I was stepping on the wrong stone there. Do you know what I mean? I can see now what you were saying, and I should have paid notice, but I just wanted to keep the peace.
They told me they knew who Ren was, and then they later retracted it to we don't know who Ren is, but they had spent weeks and weeks trying to get me to out Ren on whatever flimsy thing they had on her.
Yeah.
And then Michelle was like, "Oh, I didn't know who Ren was, and I didn't set you up." But if you didn't know who Ren was, why did you and her friend give me stuff that would have led to the exposing of the wrong person? It's very much like the same with Aunt Maddie again. And now, you know, God knows who's they're advising that, who they're drip feeding things to now that, you know, I think is wrong, but.
Yeah, and apparently Denise now works for Trevor. So all of a sudden, I work for Fiona. Denise now works for Trevor. I mean, who are they going to target next? Who are they going to target next? I mean, did they just agree to start up this community to get everyone excited that Team Justice and NATO was something, and then try and destroy it? I mean, you have to ask the question. I mean, it's quite bizarre. I mean, fancy doing that.
Well, in all seriousness, you should just reveal them voice notes, but edit out bleep out the names and any information that isn't relevant, as in personal information. Everything else should be used.
Yeah, but what I want to know is who are these people that's told Michelle that I work for Fiona, because she wouldn't tell me. She just went everybody, and I was like, well, it would be lovely to tell me. But do you see what I mean? It's just bloody ridiculous. So what she's done is she's just used that to get rid of, I'm not saying this to brag, the two strongest characters out of the equation, which she wasn't even in charge of anyway. We all worked as a team. And then all of a sudden, all this weird stuff is going on. Then she pipes up saying all these lies about me, and now Denise. You have to ask the question, why? What's the motivation? Why? When she knows it's all lies. It's quite bizarre, in my opinion.
It is bizarre, but I've figured I'm not going to go. I can't keep going over my views on it because I've made my point of view very well known, and I'm trying to try and move the community along. But just need things like this to stop getting in the way.
Yeah, what needs to stop is this in general, this malarkey. It's pathetic, it's childish, and it's just like the Mexican community. And this is not what this community should have been about. And
also, it plays on people, subscribers or viewers, unless they actually like you in your channel, they won't give a shit what you're saying. They believe in the person they're subscribed to. So anything that's said about them will be they'll treat it as absolutely false because they're so besotted by the YouTube they're subscribed to.
Yeah, and people, and to be honest with you, people shouldn't think like that. You have to think for yourself.
Well, you got all these Trevorites, and they're so manipulated, and
yeah, that's right.
And Fiona lot, they all and anyone that's devoted to Michelle or yourself or Candle, whoever, that everyone's got these super fans, and if you say anything bad mouthing their favourite channel, they're going to be hounded. So it's, so a lot of people don't actually care or look into things themselves.
Yeah.
And then because all these other people going, oh no, it's not true. I love each other. The other delusional people jump on the bandwagon, and they then take on the stupidity and treat it like gospel.
Yeah, this is it. It does make it very difficult. It's sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the chat. It's very people put other people in people put Hi Grace, people in a very difficult position by design because they want people to feel uncomfortable and feel like they have to do things when they don't actually have to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's I mean, I don't know what they're trying to achieve out of all of this, but whatever it is, it's not going to work.
Well, the thing is, Grace has asked a good question. How did you get involved with Michelle? Well, I can answer that partly for you because when Flop and Michelle teamed up, prior to that, like weeks before, Michelle came to me saying, "Oh, I'm fed up with the girls. I've got the screenshot. I've showed it." Michelle chose to say it was false, but when she tried to prove her point of view, she showed it to the screen really fast. No one saw the answer. So in the end, I just posted it onto my community page. She said she couldn't trust the girls, i.e. people that she works with, whoever that was at the time. And then she wanted to team up with me and get a new team together. And then weeks later, there you and her are, and I'm like, hang on a minute, where's that come about?
Yeah.
I've had her messaging me privately going, oh yeah, let's form a new team.
Michelle, hang on, Michelle, I'm not even entertaining you. I'm not even entertaining you, darling. You know you're a liar. Stop projecting and stop deflecting. You need to either admit what you've done or just leave people alone. See you soon, alligator.
No, the pair of you just need to just show the screenshots and the voice notes and just admit anything personal from them, because it's basically you said, she said, you said, she said, Amy said.
Yeah, I understand that.
This is like an ongoing, like the longest game of cricket ever, or tennis ever.
But this is what they want, you see. I was quite happy not to expose Michelle's lies to any of you. I was willing to keep all of that to myself. So the fact that she's done this deliberately to try and push me in a corner.
Yeah, but what does she benefit from? Yeah, but if you expose her, then I don't see. If she tries to push you to expose her, why would she do that?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense, though, Flop.
No, it doesn't. But what she was hoping that everyone would believe her. she wasn't expecting me to say, well, don't forget, Michelle, we have voice messages. She wasn't expecting me to say that. So she wanted me to say, yeah, I'll release them. Yeah, so I knew her little game, right? Because remember, we know Michelle behind the scenes. I knew what she was playing at, so that whatever I released, she could play the victim of. This is the game.
But there was a time when I said to Michelle to talk about Ren, and she wouldn't talk about Ren, and I found that odd as well. But again, I said let's talk about Ren, and I was shouting down, and other people in the chat would say let's not do that, and I'm like, I don't quite understand. And now no one can shut up about Ren.
Yeah, it seems like I don't know. It seems like Ren's just taken over the whole Atalanta thing, isn't it?
Well, no, because Ren is the same person as Atalanta.
Yeah, but who said that?
Yeah, but who said that? It's evidently clear because well, if no one else, well, I know Gertie Rude sussed it out, and I've shared that sentiment for a while now.
So either we were lied to all this time about Atalanta being who she actually wasn't given a name, obviously, or it's just speculation that Ren is Atalanta. Because there's a lot, after all what's happened, there's a lot of question marks.
Ren hasn't got any. Ren on paper has got no. Her backstory as her Twitter account. There's no she's got no backstory to be involved in any of this. There's no. She's got no reason to be involved. Then you look at who people say Atalanta is. There's no reason to be involved. It doesn't make sense why this Gina would be involved. Doesn't make sense why that counsellor or mental health person in Canada would be involved. That doesn't make any sense. But then if you look at who people say could be who people that Trevor mentioned on his channel, person that Trevor mentioned,
yeah,
makes sense to me.
Oh,
because
it's yeah. It's
now we've been told not to talk about that person that Trevor mentioned. But why not? And it's just very odd.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, will we ever know the truth? Or is this circus just going to keep going on? And what's going to happen now? Like everyone just come away from this community and then start another community even about it, something being totally different, and the same thing happens there. It's when's it all going to stop?
Well, I'd like to know when Trevor plans on coming forward with whatever people have sent him, because he promised to pay someone £5,000.
Yeah, exactly. And that never came forward, did it? In my opinion, I don't think there was ever a bounty. I think it was just BS.
How can anyone tell anyway if what he's received? Because if he ain't come forward with the information, how can anyone ascertain whether there's enough there to prove it who Atalanta is? He could just. That's a really stupid way of doing it. You've got to give me 100% proof. Well, but how does he know? How would he determine whether that's all correct anyway?
Yeah, exactly. Because we know he's a liar.
That's all he's doing, is getting people to send in information about anybody that might sound like could possibly be Atalanta.
Yeah.
To obtain information about other people that aren't as important up the chain of things.
Yeah.
But he knows who Atalanta is. That's the thing.
Do you think?
Can I ask a question? Does anybody, people in the chat, who's behind the Weasel account?
The what? Sorry, account?
The Weasel account.
Oh yeah, I know who that is, but I'm not going to say. And really, I'm considering certain people have lied about me.
I know who it is. Can people in the chat confirm who it is? So that, because I know who it is. if it's publicly known, I'm going to ask a question.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, shoot a few more people. If everyone's confident that's the person, I need to ask. I've got a very interesting question to ask. I'm asking a doctor's point of view on this.
Mm.
Right. Okay. That's who I think it is. That's who I've been told it is actually as well. This person or that account, that Weasel account, about over a month ago, posted a random comment on one of my videos saying something like, "It's a shame you pissed off so many people. Otherwise, you'd have found out who the benefactor is." What who's the benefactor?
Yeah.
Why would you say that? And if you know who the benefactor is, why would you hold that information?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's the benefactor? What?
Me? Oh, me? No, I don't know who the benefactor is.
Well, no, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But
they think they know. And to be honest with you, they've been wrong about a lot of things.
But why would you say that? And then, right, without as basically bragging, oh, you should have, if you could piss people off, you'd know who the benefactor is. That clearly indicates they know who the benefactor is.
Well, that's what they say, but we know how much they lie. So,
well, I don't know. It's a very random thing to say. I think that's very.
They want to be seen as knowing it all.
Well, I don't know. I think there's more to that than I'll read more into that than probably you do. But it's a brag. It's not. It weren't like, oh, it wasn't like a flippant comment as if to say, oh, I think I know or I don't know. It's a shame you pissed so many people off. Otherwise, you'd know who the benefactor is.
Yeah, it's like a brag. It's like like you said, a brag. But I don't believe they know who it is. I think they just bloody think of something and then make up 10 million things in their psychotic heads. I set up our on the scunt. Oh, for God's sake!
Apparently, this is okay. I've got one name. This is going to sound ridiculous, but the mystery benefactor is, now I don't 100% believe this is true yet, so it's going to sound quite laughable. The mystery benefactor is Scottish Debs. Horseface is the benefactor apparently. So why has she got all this money?
Well, her husband must be rich, and her
or Trevor's allegedly given her the stolen charity money, allegedly. That's alleged stolen money, by the way. And
to keep it safe from the benefit people and from the police,
and drip feeding that money through, like setting up or feeding certain channels with memberships.
Yeah.
It's funny how. And apparently her marriage is on the rocks as well, I've heard. So
yeah. Oh.
It's quite. It's just very weird. It's like she doesn't seem to want to go on camera either, this Debs. But it's almost like she doesn't want to reveal her voice.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Oh, come on, StreamYard. I'm only trying to help her, by the way. Shall we? Yeah, it's online. It's all so messed up. It's almost like there's deliberate things going on, deliberate sayings by design to get people hoping, and then all of a sudden everyone's fighting.
Well, Debs was apparently scammed by this guy during COVID who claimed to be Dominic Cummings. It wasn't him, and he stole apparently like over £1 million, £500,000.
Oh, yikes.
And then she claimed to be one of the victims, but she was involved in all of it. She was harassing the stalking victims and the people that he took money from and doing the dirty work, as was this Carla woman, that Carla.
Right. Oh.
And now and then somewhere along the lines, Amy, aka Recollections, last week says, "Oh, they didn't. Trevor didn't recruit them to do his dirty work. It was the Markles."
Oh, for goodness sake!
I'm like, come on, like give me. I've yet to have anyone back that up. I'm like, what the hell is that about?
Yeah, it's almost like Collections has come along just from like I'm not using the sugar card here, but we need to. Well, not me personally. I couldn't really give a toss, but people need to see the evidence of that. You can't just come up and claim that the Markles are this, that, and the other, because it looks very like something that the Sugars would do.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Alex, that Welsh one. Yeah, it's on my channel. If you go back from my videos, it's a video about Deborah. It's called Save Deborah. Stop Tricky. Save Deborah. I made it trying to be a bit more clicky, that video, to get so people would see. But
yeah,
Carla was involved in this in the scam as well, and somehow the pair of them were claimed to be victims at the end, even though they were not party to the harassment and misappropriation about the funds, and then they end up with Tricky, and I'm like, and then Amy says they got recruited by the Markles and planted for Trevor. I was like, what? Okay,
yeah,
but nothing else to add to that. I just couldn't understand.
Yeah, it just seems like it's all by design, just to divide, conquer, and just cause confusion.
Alex, send me what you've got privately, because I can't. People help. If people can help me fill in the blank, some puzzle, the pieces of the puzzle, it pushes me along as well, because time-wise, I just can't look into everybody.
Right, I think what we should be doing. Do you see the distraction? It's got us all, in a way, stop looking deeper into what's really going on in the what's his name, Ginger's side, and now we hear about Carla. We should be focusing on that. We should be focusing on the thing that we originally done this for. Do you see what's going on now? And it's all by design. Sorry, I've just got right. If you're wondering why that comment, we can't work out why my comments can't be seen by Denise's channel, but I see her here. Are there problems with StreamYard or Restream? I don't know. Denise, do you use StreamYard? I don't know. I think
I want to hear from Ria as well. We haven't heard from Ria since she left Candle's channel, and I feel like should have a lot to say.
Well, can she be trusted though? That's the thing.
I mean, you can only take people at the word, and she's not been heard from. So I'd like to hear her side of the story.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. If
she didn't take kindly to Carla lashing out Foxy on that stream, and then we don't hear from her again. But the thing is what was her connection to Candle before that? Because she's a lot of people let things slide, and they choose the moments to find what's the word? To find what people pick and choose when they want to be offended by something or not.
Yeah, it's well, if Ria ever wants to tell her story, then she can. She'll have to make up YouTube or go on your channel, won't she?
I mean, yeah. I mean, she's welcome to reach out to me. She can follow me on X and come up on the stream or chat privately. No biggie.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. Thanks for sorry to be a pain. Does Slime know the answer to that last comment? Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
I don't know, but it'd be probably easier if you just come up onto a stream and chat, because you did ask to come forward and like come up on the stream, and then when you got invited, you then said, "Oh, I can't." You gave different reasons and backed out. It just didn't make any sense at the time. And then, yeah, we'd just like to. I don't know about this comment situation about things not being shown, but yeah, if you want to come up and chat, type and chat, because your posts don't make any sense some of the time. It's quite hard to get the gist of what you're saying. I mean that politely.
Yeah.
It's riddles, and most of the time it's all riddles, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard.
If you come up and say the question, it'd be a lot easier than posting what you're posting very long questions, but you're shrinking it into short questions, but they're actually, so it's hard to define what you're trying to get at.
No, I think RB's just saying that on Denise's lives, Denise can't see RB's comments in the chat, but I don't know how to fix that. I don't know, because I'm not on delete. Like,
I think
Denise,
it must be a YouTube problem. It won't be related to Restream or StreamYard, because Denise isn't here right now, so she's watching it on YouTube. She'll be watching this stream on YouTube right now.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe something's happened in the settings or something. I don't know. Sorry, RB, I can't be any more help.
She said that she's gone through her block list and there's no one on there apart from someone. If you're blocked, she actually confirmed on her stream who's blocked. So unless you've actually been confirmed as blocked, then you're not blocked, RB.
Yeah.
So, you know. Yeah. If you're not, unless Michelle's confirmed that you've been blocked, you're not blocked. So it's just got to be a YouTube issue. Yeah, I don't disbelieve that Carola girl, but there is some influence about the Markles, but it's, well, they're spending a lot of money then, aren't they? If that's the case, if the Markles are the Markles are funding this, if they are funding this, because
I don't know. I don't know. Unless we see concrete evidence, then we can't believe anything.
Well, where's the endless pot of cash going from to fund it?
The thing is, when that person has lied about me, come after me for some unknown reason, and then they're going all on about the Markles or whatever, then just show the concrete evidence and stop leading people down the garden path. Either show the evidence or shut up at the end of the day, because I don't know. I want to see the facts. That's at the end of the day. I'm just here for the facts.
Well, I think the Markles get enough attention. I want to know about Candor, because I've not watched him for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So has anyone watched? Has anyone seen him streaming? Has he popped up last couple of days?
I don't know. I don't watch him. Oh, I'm gonna have to go soon, guys. I'm getting really tired. But yeah, I'm sorry to do that, guys. But I'm getting really fed up with this now. It needs to stop. People need to grow up and leave other people alone. And if you want to be a part of a community that's all chaos and drama and turning on your own people, then go and do it elsewhere. Stop bringing it here. It's not welcome.
All I'm saying is just bring the receipts and obscure the private information.
Yeah, well, they can do what they want. I'll do what I want. At the end of the day, I ain't got nothing to hide. I don't care what they do. But you just have to now ask the question, why do it now when everything was going fine at the end of the day? So yeah, there's a lot of question marks, in my opinion. A lot of question marks.
Definitely.
And I'm sorry, Screwed, that I doubted you, and I will say I'm sorry for doubting you.
Honestly, it's not no skin off my back. Thank you, though. But it was just frustrating for me because I had to shout and scream to get my point made. But
Yeah.
I felt like I had a strong enough case when I was just being, civil to people. But then that wasn't enough of people. That wasn't enough to wake people up. And they do say sometimes that the loudest people get their voice heard first.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
If you go into a back of a queue and you start shouting, the first thing that the till attendant does is look at the back of the queue to see what's going on.
Yep.
They lose their concentration on the first person in the queue, mind not just being polite and just making small talk. They instantly turn to the end of the queue and go, "What's going on down there?" And then suddenly the attention's way down the line at some tosser at the back shouting. But do you know what I mean? So sometimes it pays to do things by being a knob, and then you find that the till stuff speed up to get that person out of the shop. So then you actually get served faster.
Yeah.
So to get your voice heard faster, you've got to shout louder.
Yeah, that's right. And me personally, I don't like to shout louder. I know I shouted tonight, but I don't like
that. When get your voice heard. I mean, yeah.
I just don't like innocent people being bullied. And I will stick up. I will always stick up for the innocent. So it's tough shit. If people are going to be bullied in this community, I will be loyal to those who are loyal to me at the end of the day. And if these fake fights have got to stop, between whoever and them on the other side, it has to stop because you're going to get found out.
Definitely. I mean, I've been told that Atalanta is fearful of me, and I keep saying the only thing she's got to fear is fear itself, because the truth will catch up with her one day.
Well, yeah. And if Atlanta, which I very much doubt, ever wanted to reveal herself, then that's up to her. Not my circus.
Exactly.
Yeah. Night, Grace. Thanks for popping. Yeah, I'm sorry, darling. It is all a nightmare. It is getting kind of hectic, and it's ridiculous. It's pathetic. There is no need for it, and certain people know they're lying, and their lies will be found out.
In all due course, it should be.
It will be, and if anything, Slime.
Yeah.
I will have a long, hard think. And if I want to send it to anyone, I'll send it to you. But you have got to promise me you won't put it out there unless it's an emergency. Do you know what I mean?
Of course. Like I said to you, so long as somebody doesn't cross me, me and you have had no reason to fall out. We've pissed each other off during our brief time of being aware of each other. But you've got my trust so long as you don't cross me and do what the other what the shady bunch did to me last year.
Yeah, well, I've got no reason to do that. But likewise as well. Do you know what I mean? If I give you something in an email, you keep it between it's whatever's in the email, it stays in the email. That's all I ask for.
I mean, it's a shame I can't get the people that I've made contact with over my time doing what I do over like 5 years nearly, because if I told you, the bonds I've made and the trust that they've got in me, I've never once told you anything because I've had no reason to. Because they treat me right, I treat them right.
Yeah.
But if you don't double cross me, then I've got no reason to I've got no reason to cause you trouble. It's really
yeah.
it's that simple.
Well,
And
yeah.
then, because I'm not having people tell me stuff privately and then double cross me and expect me not to use something that they've used elsewhere to make me look like a dick.
Yeah, and I think
Been set up to look like someone that to be discredited, and then they have the cheek to go, oh, you can't post that, even though it'll prove the fact that I've been double crossed and that I've been set up. I can't. It's, yeah, you can't go.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I think that if people hand over important information that they've been trusted with, they shouldn't have posted. If us YouTubers can't use it because those people are scared of being whatever, then they shouldn't have put it in, given it to somebody else in the first place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if we can't use it to let the public know what's really been going on behind the scenes, which the public need to know, then don't put it in a thingy anyway. Don't give it to anyone else. Just keep it to yourself. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's so yeah, I won't take all the blame for that. So that's it really. And
You're all welcome to send me whatever it is you've got. Like I said, it's so long as you don't double cross me and try and discredit me. The way I look at it, I think is I've built up rapport with people and trust with people over the years. And what happened to me last year, because or earlier this year as well, to get the cards turned on me for Owl and a Snake, and then discredit and then do the attempted setup of me. What that did was damage some of the links to the people that I built up over the years, where I've actually in the past I've actually exposed fake activists in the abuse world, right? People that actually go out of their way on behalf of the state to discredit genuine victims. So I've built up a lot of connections over the years with people that are very sensitive people, and the things that these tossers did earlier this year and last year kind of makes me look. It gave me it made, although it's clear, people understand now that I wasn't the wrong party. I was the innocent party in all of this. They lost trust because of the things these people did and said.
Thank you, RB. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So it's not just affected my place in this community, my standing here. It's affected previous connections who were reliable contacts, and if they've got any reason to doubt me, it's because of the things they did, trying to say, giving me loads of information, expect me to, and me trusting it. I was trustworthy. I was trusting them.
Yeah.
Sorry
to cut you off. Tetley, that's not Atlanta who's working with the pink-haired woman. That's not the real Atlanta. It's by design to make people think that. Sorry, Screw, go along.
I know, I think you're right there. You're exactly right, but yeah, it's just yeah. So it hasn't impacted me, not just in this community. It's impacted me elsewhere.
Yeah.
So this bloody Megxit bullshit and Atalanta bullshit has greater implications elsewhere.
Yes.
And there's connections to it's on my channel. Gertie Root highlighted it that staged actors working to discredit genuine victims of abuse, right? That ties in with the shady things that have gone on in the royal family and a certain prince. Yeah. And then you go along and it's, you've got the likes of Brian Harveys and all that going around trying to muddy the waters. And then you've got the likes of Fiona and that trying to get in bed with not bed literally, but in with Brian Harvey.
Well, if she could get in bed with them, she would.
Well, that's the thing, like, but why is a anti Meghan and Harry YouTuber trying to get connected to a pro Harry for King YouTuber like Brian Harvey?
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. Someone that says that Prince Harry will be the next king and all this bullshit. Hang on, the thing it's just never weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. I think at the moment we have to go with the fact that these people are famous. Well, Brian was famous. That's why Fifi wants to get in. But her agenda, apart from that, you just don't know. But I do believe that Fifi was brought in by the Sugars.
Well, how did Brian Harvey get such close access to Prince Harry last year when he was doing when he was getting the trying to get Harry's attention outside the hacking court case? He was literally on camera, like literally standing outside the entrance almost, with next to all the journalists, with a big banner about the phone hacking, Murdoch, all the thing around the hacking, and then you've got years before. I showed it on this channel a few months back. Got Bill Maloney, Sonia Poulton having like freedom to go up to Nick Clegg, the then Deputy Prime Minister, to his face without any security intervention. Right, this is the Deputy Prime Minister, by the way.
Yeah,
like no one intervened, and then they were able to gate crash the thing that they was, whatever media thing they were doing. Nick Clegg was promoting for his party. That looked odd.
Yeah, it's
And then Bill Maloney, he's crappy films. I revealed last year they were distributed on a label based in East 17, Walthamstow, where they distributed young films featuring young adults, and by young I mean minors, participating in adult scenes. Why is a abuse an actor who supposedly is an abuse activist distributing his films on a label that not so long ago distributed films featuring young people participating or featuring in films with featuring in films that had adult content in it, and they were actually involved in scenes.
Oh God!
Work that one out. And then you've got the fact that he's an actor who taught a guy who's now a taxi driver, works for the Sun. He goes around. He's been doing it for since I think the David Cameron Tory government, where he drives this red cab for the Sun. And he goes around London, and he gets politicians in the back of his cab. And he asks them questions, right? And it's on my channel. I'll send you the links to the videos I did. And it turned out that Bill Maloney taught this guy how to act. So it's an actor asking these questions.
Oh, how bizarre!
So you've got Bill Maloney, a state actor, posing as a fake activist, or posing as an activist when he's a fake activist. Then you've got this fake cabbie going around driving, asking politicians questions, and some of the questions were actually Bill Maloney's questions.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So it's basically like it's all interference. It's all it's just all dodgy.
Well, Bill Maloney, John Wedger. I'm still surprised actually. John Wedger is still, going around being very successful after all the shit he done.
I don't watch that guy whatsoever. I can't stand him.
He's just so fake and so dodgy. And Bill Maloney, I'm surprised he's still about as well.
Well, apparently he's got dementia, apparently.
Oh, yikes.
But I know where he lives now as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not hard to find. I just don't know how Brian Harvey didn't find it. Because he's been looking for 11 years now. And he couldn't find it, even though I found it in like less than half a year.
Yeah.
You know, said he wanted to find him, and I told his partner they weren't interested. So tells you everything.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Sorry, Cheryl. It's all smoke. The only people who have pics and personal details of other YouTubers is the YouTubers themselves. I know this from Jen. They give all their details. Bloody hell. Yeah, a lot of it, and a lot of what's going on now is all smoke and mirrors with this community.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to go in a minute. I'm so bloody tired. But yeah. Oh, just quickly, sorry, Screw, just quickly. I think we need to keep this John Wedger and all that thing going, in my opinion. What do you think?
Well, I'm hoping to team up with Gertie Rude about things like that. But you're welcome to join in, to come on board with that, because I think it's a really important subject. It's more important than this Megxit bullshit. Put it that way.
Well, yes, because me and Fraud were involved in all of that when it all went on, and it's like I said before, my friend Ed, he had to move because of them, basically, and a lot of things we can't share. Obviously, we will never be allowed to share that, especially YouTube.
No, definitely. I know, I can understand that. I mean, there's actual serious.
It is really heavy, dark stuff. Really heavy, dark stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one last thing. I heard that Ferrell said, you know, the absolutely atrocious thing, and said, and she faked being a rape victim. Ferrell, when that IR report starts really, really kicking in, you're in so much shit. You are in so much shit. And I hope the person, the real victim of that, and we know who, well, obviously we know who it is, not going to mention the name, but I hope they add to that, Ferrell, because you need to be brought in for justice. You are disgusting. Pretending to be a rape victim. You're disgusting. You really are vile. Rant over.
Well said. It has to be said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's true. Paula did help Tricky a lot. Yeah. Yeah, but it's yeah, there's dark stuff going on, and especially with the well, we're just talking about John Wedger and all that. You got to be careful, though, Scrooge, because these are Freemasons, and they don't fuck about. Excuse my language. It had to move. All right, Joe, how you doing? And we all had to disappear, basically. So just tread carefully. That's all I'll say.
Well, I've been accused of being a Freemason, so whether or not I am or not, that's
only you will know that. It's not our service, is it?
You know, but I've been accused of being Ian Puddick, and you know.
Goodness sake, Ian Blinking Puddick. Oh, do you know what? I'm sorry, I don't want to say anything bad about his face, but I just want to slap his face. He's just got a face you can slap.
But don't you think that's funny though? Like the thing of how a former crisis media officer for the late Crane, how he's involved in all of this, and got involved with Brian Harvey and all that. It's just it's so weird.
It is very weird. But what I will say is, you may get stuck along the way, But what I will say, I'm not getting fraud already involved in this again. They won't want nothing to do with it. If it was a case of, if it was like Tricky and Co, they would come along and go, yeah, we'll give you all this ton of important information or whatever. But we can't. We just can't do it. We can't risk it. It's too deep. It's too dangerous. And what I will say, and Michelle knows this, what I will say is, that's why you don't scare me, darling. You, all your stupid friends collections, you know my past and you know what I've had to fight. So don't think a pair of silly little psychotic lying little girls are going to scare me off. Carry on with your lies. Release what you want. You don't scare me one bit. And I will still be here even if I'm talking to myself. I don't care. I'm not going anywhere. In fact, the more you crack on, the more I stay put at the end of the day. I ain't going anywhere, and you certainly don't scare me. That's the end of that then. I just had to say that. Because they're just bullies at the end of the day. Bullies will always come very unstuck.
Yeah.
Very unstuck. Right, hang on. Right. Isla, I'm going now, darling, because I've got to I've got to get some sleep. I'm so bleeding tired. I went out earlier and I'm thinking I'm too old for all this going out malarkey. Oh God. I had to come back early. It was too peoply. But yeah. Nice family gathering though, that's the main thing. You still there, Screw?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm just reading the chat. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry. In America, we have motion. Yeah, same over here. It's gross what they get up to. Oh, we can't. We. If we're gonna use the M word, you're gonna have to code it because they're everywhere. You know that, Screwed. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. Thank you, Cheryl. Right, I'm going to have to go, guys. But I'll try and get on Monday. Will everyone be here, or will there be another fight in the meantime?
You can never tell.
You can never tell. This is YouTube after all. Oh dear. You have to laugh, don't you? At the end of the day, guys, whatever, isn't it, really? Whatever. It's quite clear now what's going on, and the truth will all come out in the wash. That's all I'm going to say. But thank you so much for popping on, Slime. Thanks, Denise, for popping on earlier. Thank you, chat. Thank you for understanding. And I'll say this again. I don't want people taking sides. You think for yourselves. I'm not here to tell you, oh, you can't go and watch whoever. You do what you want. But all I will say is I'm not going to be lied about. If they think they can go around lying about me and me just sit here and being quiet, they've got another thing coming.
I just want to say, let's try and coexist. If not,
yeah, exactly. That's how it should have been. Coexist, blah blah blah. That was the plan all along. We all agreed in the group. If we ever fall out behind the scenes, we don't bring it to YouTube. What does Michelle do? Bring it to YouTube. Get a grip, little girl. Sort yourself out.
All the parties bring the receipts and have it out in the open, barring any personal information, and then be done with this.
Well, if they want to do it, they can do. I think what I will do is send it to you, Slime, because the chat has been through enough with all this wondering the last couple of months. So then you can come on and say, yep, I've heard it from the horse's mouth. Michelle, she can do what she bloody well wants. I don't care. I've got nothing to hide. She knows that. She knows she's a liar. And that's all I'll say. I'm not here saying, oh, no, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Do you know what I mean? Do it. I don't care. Do it. But yeah. On my channel, thinking about it, I don't want to put the chat through anymore. But I'm now going to start to trust you now, Screwed. So like you said to me, don't cross me, me don't cross you, and likewise. So
that's how it goes. I think that's how, to me, that's how it works. Like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's, do you know what I mean? It's like, just let's just get on and work together for the right cause, and not all this malarkey shit stirring going on and divide.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's very, very sad, but it is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, it sure is.
Right, I'm going to have to go. Screwed, you know where my email is if you ever want to chat. And even with that, we'll keep it private, because there's some things that the chat don't need to know about, like me and you saying hello to each other, for example. But, do you know what I mean? But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, if you can't be real and honest, stay away from my channel. At least I'm not telling you what to do in general. I'm just saying my channel is for truth, as factual as possible. And don't bring your shit to my channel. Don't bring it here. Michelle, you had your chance the other day on Denise's channel to come on and tell the truth, but you didn't want to. So don't come in here now. You've been outed and trying to yap your shouty little mouth. You had your chance. You blew it. You threw away the loyal people, and now you're swimming around. And goodness, you done it to Eric. You done it to us. Who's it going to be? Done it to Denise. Who's it going to be next? There's a problem with you, not anybody else. Anyway, guys. And if you don't like the truth, Michelle, that's your circus. That's your monkey. Don't bring it over here. Right. Thank you, Screwed. Thank you, everyone. And remember, don't take sides. Do whatever you want to do. It's your heart. It's your mind. I'm not telling you you can't go and talk to Michelle or Collections. You do what you want to do. But hopefully I'll see you all on Monday. At the moment, I'm going for Monday. If something pops up and I can't, like busy with work stuff, then I'll let you all know on the community page. But thank you guys for understanding why I had to come on tonight. Because I don't like seeing people bullied. That's something I will not tolerate. And the lies, I can't stand people lying. So that's just it, really. But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you, Slime.
Thank you, Flop.
And sorry, I've half of me's tired, half of me's like whatever. So sorry if I haven't really been with it while you've been talking.
No, I'm there as well. I'm at that point where you're so tired, but you're just also tired of this whole shit show as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's just all smoke and mirrors. It's there's no need for it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Thank you, Koala Girl. However you pronounce your name. Sorry, I'm terrible. But anyway, night, guys. Thank you so much. Night, Screwed, and I'll hopefully see you all on Monday if work goes well during the day.
No worries. Right. Night all.
Night all. Take care. Bye.